Sunday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and just returning to catch you guys up on what's going on over here. And if you watched my last video, my last live stream, I was working on this. So as you can see, it's finished. Actually finished it not a couple days ago, yesterday, along with some other stuff that I'm working on as well that I'm not, I guess, privy to show anybody at the moment. So let's recount this real quick. As you can see, I put a little cheap wahoo there, which I'll probably change. I don't know, at some point. Well, we have the demons, the snakes coming down from them. We got our hero here, and someone mentioned to me about drawing buildings, and it's like, dude, doesn't that seem like so much? Yeah, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but guess what? It's not undoable. It's so doable once you understand what you're doing. I mean, come on, it's lines, right? Lines. The inking might be a little problematic because, I mean, it's just as problematic as the penciling is. So, as you can see, I have a lot of rooftops here that need to be, I don't necessarily need to, but I'm gonna, because, hey, that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't do it, I should have done it yesterday. I should have finished it yesterday, but, you know, stuff happens and you gotta do other stuff. So, just to give you an idea of how I'm doing it, I'm just making blocks, right? Boxes. Bleh. There you go, Sam. Here's some boxes for you. And you know what, Sam? I watched another video from Sam Does Art, and he said, yes, boxes are a good way. Sam, if you ever draw a city like this, you're gonna have to draw boxes. So you better bring the what do they call it when you get on the airplane? The vomit bag ready. Or not, maybe, you know what, maybe you'll never draw buildings like this, and why would you want to, really? But yeah, each rooftop, there's hundreds of buildings here, right? I'm not going to count them out. You probably see dozens at this vantage point, but I'm not going to count them out. What I am going to do, though, is, yes, I'm going to do it right now, because that is what must get done. This is the grind, and you know what, baby? I'm enjoying it, right? I enjoy the grind because I love the grind. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just put random whatever is on top of these rooftops, because rooftops are full of a bunch of things. These are water towers or vents, air conditioning units, and what have you. So, and a lot of them, just have, maybe there's a helicopter landing target on top of this building. Who knows? Let's just work it out. And this is intuitive. I'm not really thinking in particular. I'm not using reference, so I'm just pulling. Usually I say I don't just pull stuff out of my butt, but in this case I am. So, and that's actually something you'll find that you will be, if you ever decide to do anything illustrative or artistic or representational or comic book type of work, you're gonna have to rely on your visual library and your memory about how things work, and references of good things. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not looking at reference right now to this, but if I had never looked at reference or used it, I wouldn't be able to do this, right? It's just, you have to pull from something you've seen, something you've observed. So that's what I'm doing right now, and hope you guys enjoy. I'm just kicking back on a beautiful Sunday morning, and hopefully you guys are having a wonderful weekend thus far, because weekends are meant to enjoy, right? And right now I'm enjoying doing this. Tonight I might last night I enjoyed, not doing this. I enjoyed, going out and hanging out with some lovely people and having a beer or two and just living life, you know what I mean? Live your life. Because Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Don't you rush to get old. Mama used to say, live your life. yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I will not quit my day job. Right? So here we're just making up little vents and say that's a air conditioning unit. Say this is right here is a maybe a rooftop stairwell that goes down. And we're just going to randomly put these here and there. It's not always random, right? I can always copy the same thing I did on that building and put it here, right? But either way, something on top of this building, right, is better than nothing on top of this building because it just adds to it. Why not do it? All right? Go as far as you can. A lot of people, they might think, oh, it's too much work. It'd be easier if I do this. Why not just use AI or something? If you're going to frown upon something like as simple as what I'm doing right here, right? Just cash in. Like, it's not... Right? Like I said before, I'm not gonna mollycoddle anybody, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing because you would be surprised on how easy and enjoyable doing something like this is. So I guess the difference is getting out of a mind state while you're thinking quick, fast. Like you want to do something quickly. Right? And doing this seems like it's making your process slower. And it is. But at the same time, I'll have this done in no time. It's just putting in the work, right? People think, oh, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. And then sometimes there's a lot of steps. But let's say I was doing something that took 4 steps before I can get a result, right? Now, if I go on and procrastinate and don't go about accomplishing those 4 steps, I'm being slow about it. Yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. That's just what it is. Time is time. But if you go in, dive in nose first and hurry up. And when I say hurry up, I don't mean rush through it. I mean just do it, right? As long as it takes. As long as it takes, you'd be surprised on how short the time. It took you less time to actually do it than it did for you to procrastinate, because you can procrastinate for hours, days, weeks, and during that time nothing gets done, right? But if you put your nose in it, right, that very same day, not even an hour goes by and you're done. So what takes more time, right? Doing something or doing nothing? Doing something takes less time. You'd be amazed on how much little time it takes to do something and how long it takes to do nothing. So if you're out there watching me live stream here and you're not doing nothing, go get your sketch pad. Go get your sketch pad and join me in doing something, because we could do nothing later, right? When we're sleeping, when we fall asleep tonight, we can enjoy doing nothing with a sense of accomplishment that when we were awake this morning, we did something, right? So, and look at that, already it's done. right now I gotta do these two. And I also wanted to talk about, and forgive me if I'm not paying attention to anybody in the room. Good morning to you if you're in the room. I tend to stop doing what I'm doing when I attend to people in the room, so I'm not going to do that yet. I will do that in a minute, but not right now. So, if you forgive me, that would be much, 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 much appreciated. And hey, I appreciate you guys so much because I'm at 150 subscribers, viewers, which is, thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me that you guys find my content interesting enough to actually subscribe. And yeah, you mean the world to me. I appreciate it. I mentioned before that I didn't come on here to become a YouTuber or influencer, but apparently that's what I have to do in order to build an audience. And as much as I am not here to do that, hopefully that will be the outcome, just based on the fact that I love coming here to draw. Drawing to me is probably the reason why. I mean, I would do this anyways if I weren't live streaming, so. Not to mention, if I wasn't doing this, I'd have no reason to live stream, right? Sit here and look pretty because, yo, I am not as pretty as a lot of these influencers are, so. Not that I'm afraid to show my face, but, because I'm not attractive. I just don't want to show my face because I don't want you guys to fall in love. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm just playing. Yeah, I might be too handsome for the ladies out there to resist, so I'm going to save you from that, right? I will save you from that. So there we go. Oh, here's some more I got to put right here. So once I'm done doing this, I will check the chat, and I will respond. And another reason why I'm not in a very big hurry to check the chat and respond is because even though I have 151 subscribers, I get like maybe 2 people every time I live stream once in a while in the chat, so. And I appreciate you the most, to be honest with you, but it's not enough people for me to jump. Yes, to jump up off of this, because this is what's important. And I hope you appreciate that, and don't get offended that I don't jump to respond or to talk or chat. You are important, believe me. But this is my bread and butter, right? And as much as I appreciate you are subscribing, your viewership, I will never ask you for money. So don't ask me for attention when I'm doing my bread and butter thing right here, and then we can all get along, right? I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you appreciate me as much. The method, what I'm doing here is basically I'm just making the buildings. I'm finding a dark side, which means, as you can see, the sides of these buildings here are darker. So just following that method, right, can keep you making it look. See these buildings back here? It makes sense. Right? It looks, I guess, representational enough to it gives the illusion of buildings, because they're not buildings, they're little blocks. And of course here on this, since we're getting into this edge here, we're not, where you can see the faces of these buildings more. We're not going to make them as dark as we're doing here. We want to keep the faces of the buildings brighter, right? And these back here will go darker. I don't know why I'm using pencil. I should be on inks. Why am I? There we go. These buildings are way back here, so they don't need as much attention to detail. I can just block them in. Alright, they're going out there, way out there. Happy little buildings. Happy little buildings. I'll get Bob Ross on you in a minute. Alright, now we will keep the rest penciled in, because I need to scan this. I wanted to color this today, right? But I need to scan it first, just in case, yes, just in case I screw it all up, because you can definitely screw something up. And that is the whatchamacallit? That is the tightrope that we walk as creators and illustrators. We walk a very tight rope, and why would we do it unless we enjoy it? Now, just because we enjoy it, the most thing we enjoy is having something come out that works, something, you know, that looks great. So there's definitely a fear, especially when you're doing something in front of a live audience. There's a fear that your work will not come out as good as you want it to. And yeah, I have that fear too. So therefore, I'm going to exercise my fear. And I am not going to color this. I'm still thinking on, I'm teetering on coloring this right now. I guess that would be totally up to you guys. If you want me to color it, drop a 1 in the room. If you don't care, drop a 2. Actually, not. If you want me to color it, drop a 1. If you... Because if you don't care, don't drop nothing in the room, man. Usually that's the case, but... If you want to drop a 1, man. The more ones I get, the more I'll consider it. The more I will consider coloring it live stream. I do have the colors, I'm just not... I just don't want to screw it up in front of you guys. Oh yeah, here we go. If you want to see me color this live in the room today, drop a 1. If you want to see me mess it up in the process, drop a 2. And if you don't care, don't drop anything. That will be self-explanatory. So I'll go ahead and just draw some little cars, like little indications of cars, maybe a bus down here on the street. Because yeah, they're above the city, so. And just little squares, little tic-tac squares, nothing, you don't need much detail. It reads as, you know, little cars. Okay, little cars here. I'll just leave those in pencil because I can. Now, yeah, these guys need rooftop stuff. Some windows here, following our vanishing point over that way. And as long as I've been here, I'm not sure how long that's been. However, when I do check to see how long that's been since I've been here, that will be the length of time that it actually took me to do what a lot of people would think, oh, I don't want to do that. And it'll take too long. No, it really won't. What will take you too long to do is nothing. It will take. Remember Rip Van Winkle? Yeah. Fell asleep for 20 years. Woke up and was like, damn, all this time I haven't done a damn thing and there's nothing to show for it. Well, I haven't been here for 20 years. I've been here for maybe 20 minutes. So that's a lot less than 20 years. So yeah, it takes less time for you to do something than it takes for you to do nothing, for real. And yeah, I will say that as a, hopefully one day it becomes a cliche, and you know, you heard it here first. It takes longer for you to do nothing than it takes for you to do something. And there, I'm done, right? So there's proof. And actually I'm not done. I'm gonna go ahead and fiddle with this real quick, right? Just because I didn't put my signature on it yet, but I kind of wanna, first of all, I don't have any room for it. Maybe right here is room for it, right? We'll just put a little stamp right there. And I can put my DM and then my ROD, RIGUEZ, and then 26 right there. And like I mentioned before, this is smaller than 11 by 17. I decided, because I'm joining this contest for the darkness, right, or talent search, and I decided I was going to draw the pages this size. It's I believe it's legal size. 8.5 by 12 or 13, and it's like one up from comic book size. Here's an example of size. Alright, so yeah, it's one up. This is Dragon Force, Dale Keown. If you're not familiar with Dale Keown, this is some of his early stuff, and it's really good, really good. Now you can tell when you look at it. I mean, how old is he? Like fucking, excuse my language, I apologize. How old was he? Maybe like 16 years old, or maybe 17. I'm not positive, but I remember. I bought these because when I opened it, I saw his work, and his work reminded me a lot of John Byrne. And I'm a John Byrne fanatic. I am a Byrne victim. So when I first saw his stuff, I liked it. And because of the John Byrne kind of aesthetic and appeal. So yeah, I can't lie. That's why I bought it. And it is actually good, so. A lot of us start out, my early work looked a lot like John Byrne as well. It was a total ripoff, but his stuff looks more like someone who's influenced by Byrne rather than, you know, totally ripping him off, whereas my stuff looked like I was ripping off John Byrne. So yeah, there's that. And oh yeah, let me see if there's anything in the room. Hey room, how you doing? Sorry, wasn't paying attention before. Yaraka, get well soon. You must be a yeah, don't quit. The name of the drawing is The Darkness right there. If you're not a bot. Hey, thanks, Stuffy Fluffy. Good to see you again. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Okay, so it is 24 minutes. So yeah, it took me 24 or less than 24 minutes to do all the tops of these roofs. Just so they're legit. So yeah, it takes less time to do something than it does to do nothing. So, all right, let's move on. I made a video, a live stream actually, maybe a week ago or so. I think it was issue number 12, maybe. This is 15, but issue number 12, where it said, DMRodriguez is not drawing Domi and JD Beck live. And I had playing in the background, let me get started on this. I had playing in the background a movie, right? Not even music, it was, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to mention the name of the movie. Well, they copyright struck me for it. And I have no dispute. My intention, first of all, was to watch the movie, right? Not play it or show it to anybody, but also to hip you guys about the movie, and that, you know, kind of like, you know, without being paid to talk about it, let people know about it, right? You'd figure that would be doing somebody a favor, right? But I guess not. No, you're not allowed to even talk about this movie or, you know, mention it, I guess, because I got copyright stricken. And that's terrible, because now less people will know about the movie, less people will see it. And I don't understand. It seems more counterproductive to strike people for talking about their... Don't you want people to see the movie, right? I would. It's Sony, yeah. So Sony, you suck. I said it, and you continue to suck, because you're like, you think people are trying to, you know, I don't know, coattail you, or, you know, listen. I could easily set up a projector and a white screen on the corner of my street, right, and show that movie for free so everybody can watch it, right? But yeah, why would I do that? You know, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to hurt you, okay? I'm trying to hip people to this movie you guys got, and you're not letting me. That's fine. So basically, that movie is been blocked in every single country and state except for, I don't know, the Amazon jungle where, you know, the natives don't even have television. So whatever. All right, Sony, if you're really trying to sell and have people look at your stuff, I don't think that's the best idea for you to do. I'm not going to dispute your claim, because you know, I don't have time, dude. I really don't have time. Now, what I have to do is I have to take that video and do a voiceover, and that takes more time too, right? Just to appease Sony, because they don't want people knowing about their movies, apparently. You know, I'm not trying to bank off your movie, believe me. I'm just trying to hit people to Robert Crumb, because I know people would love your movie, but no, you're a dick, so screw you, Sony. You suck, and not in a good way, right? And that video, I was gonna go ahead and ink Domi and JD Beck. If you don't know who Domi and JD Beck are, I would like to hip you to them as well. Now here's the thing. I decided that I wasn't going to play their music, because I have a feeling Sony might have a problem with that as well. So I'm not going to play their music. Although, my God, it's great. It's so dope. This girl on keys, this dude on drums, listen. Go look them up. They're great. They're young. They're fantastically talented. They're excellent jazz musicians, and I just love them. They're cool. They're just cool. So if you're not hip, go look them up. Listen to them while I'm drawing this, because I can't play it. At least I'm assuming I can't play it. I don't want to take the chance and play it and then have Sony, you know, multi-billion-dollar Sony, you know, step on me from, you know, trying to hip people to their product, right? Because they think I'm gonna make money off of you. No, sorry, Sony. I don't make any money doing this. I don't make money making YouTube videos, okay? So relax. You're a prick, right? You're a giant prick, because you are too big and I'm too little, right, for you to even give a crap about me trying to hit people and, you know, just let people know about your product. You're a jerk. And I'll say that forever until you stop doing that. Because how am I making money off And not like he even showed the movie, right? They heard it in the background. What a bunch of creeps, man. They heard it. They heard me playing the movie in the background. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's ours, right? Like, dude, relax, man. It's not like I'm out here saying, oh, this the sound you hear in the background is me. No, I said I'm watching Crumb. You guys should watch it. It's a great movie. Right? But no, you gotta block my video of me drawing because I am such a threat to your empire, right? Get the out of here, man. You suck. Can I get an amen on a Sunday morning? You suck, dude. I'm over here trying to like hit people to your product and you're afraid that I'm gonna make money off. Man, get the out of here, man. Smack you in the face. Seriously. Anyways, it is a beautiful morning. I just wanted to rant about that because it did, grind my gears a little bit. And I just think it's preposterous, for that kind of for a multi-billion-dollar company to make that type of a move as if I was a threat to their empire, right? Come on, dude. Really? Yeah, that's how weak you are. You are so weak that you think that I'm a threat. You gotta block my video. Right? That's crazy. That's egomaniacal, and what else would you call it? Megalomaniacal, right? Pretty wild. Wild times we live in, baby. But I'm gonna get along. I have this, the music I'm playing right now on a loop. Hopefully I don't get copyright stricken for it, but who knows these days, people are weird. I'm not trying to use it because, if I play this music, I'll make more money off live streaming on a channel that's not monetized. So stupid. But that's not gonna stop me. This is gonna get done anyways. And if you guys never see me working on it, that's just what's gonna have to happen, right? People don't want me playing or hipping anybody to their product, and that's just what's gonna happen. I really do care, but I don't care enough to dispute it or try to reason with these people. I'm just gonna, at some point, possibly download the video that I had made previously and we'll put a voiceover on it, right? I'll just put a voiceover on it because they have so much fear that I'm gonna make a dime off of their multi-million-dollar product. So stupid. When I'm unmonetized. It's like, I was just trying to share, you guys. Not share it, like watch, show it. I see more videos of people watching other people's content and not even like they'll wait till the content's over and then respond, right? To me, that's coattailing, right? There's a thing when I was a kid we used to do in the wintertime called boot hopping. I don't know if you guys know what this is, but if you've lived in any urban neighborhood, maybe even the suburbs, I don't know. Boot hopping is basically in the wintertime when there's snow everywhere. When a car slows down at a stop sign, you and your buddies creep up on it, and you grab the bumper, and you go for a ride, right? I'm not encouraging people to do that, but we used to do that, right? So, yeah, I'm not trying to boot hop somebody's what do you call it, content. Right? I'm not showing you the movie, trying to get away with it. I just had it playing in the background, and apparently you're not allowed to listen to it either. Right? So that's the world we live in. I wasn't ready for it, but yeah, screw you, Sony. I don't have to do you any favors. It's like they got mad, and that's not that I was even trying to do them a favor. I was trying to, I mean, ultimately, it was kind of doing them a favor because people, who knows, people might have been like, oh, I want to see that movie, right? And they would have went to do that. So I guess, no good deed goes unpunished, right? Especially when it comes to Sony. And my cousin used to work for Sony in Japan, so next time I talk to him, I'll tell him, screw Sony. Screw those guys. Yeah. He still lives in Japan, by the way. He's married, he's got kids. But yeah, Sony, relax. I'm not, I guarantee you I'm not even going to make a dime, right? Let alone whatever. Who knows? Maybe that's what it is. Oh, we don't want anybody to make even a penny off of it. That's how maniacal they are. When that wasn't even that's not even what I was doing. Anyways, I'm going to get over that right now. The only reason why I brought it up is because the thumbnail on that video is these two right here. And as much as you probably don't care, one more thing, as much as Sony probably doesn't care about my I will forgive you, Sony. I will. And I'm not even asking for much. I'm not even asking for an apology. We'll discuss that. I'll discuss that with your representatives. I won't say it here because it's nobody's business, but mine and yours. So I'm making this with a fine point Sharpie, which is not 5 point. This is a fine liner Sharpie, which is pretty much equivalent to somewhere between a 3 and 5 micron. And I want to use this fine line as far as a clear line, because I don't want to get too heavy. Like a lot of my other work, I like to really get inky, a lot of shadows and a lot of values, but I want to keep this very clear line because I want to color it in a fashion similar to, but not totally like because I don't know, when I look at these kids, they remind me of Scooby-Doo. Like there should be a mystery bus behind them, it feels like. Ooh, I don't want that. I want a thicker. I don't want double lines. If I want a line, I want it nice and solid. So it's either got to be thick or thin. Okay. But yeah, that's the long and short of it, baby. Other than that, I'll probably be here for about an hour. Just doing this. This is my warm up for the day, for today. And I do have stuff I'm going to work on later, so I'll probably come back and live stream that. I just have to be more prepared because I do not want another copyright strike, because it's bad enough I'm trying to create an audience or build an audience, right, in this, space where there's so much more interesting stuff to watch. Pretty girls, AI slap, which is entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, man, I hate myself for liking this, but those Chuck Norris versus everybody AI, come on, bro, come on, you gotta love that, man. I know I do. I know, and I hate myself for it because it's AI, but listen, it's so funny. Like, I wasn't feeling well. I caught a bug not too long ago, and it's a cold, whatever. You're gonna get over it in 3 days, whatnot. But I ever since I was a kid, my mom used to say, whenever I got sick, all you need is rest, plenty of fluids, and something funny to watch, right? And man, I swear to God, I was feeling, I binged on all the Chuck Norris AI versus, man, come on. I think I felt better before the third day, so God bless for that particular reason. God bless it, but so if you're the guy who made those, I like you, man. I like you. I don't necessarily like the fact that AI is, does a lot of the harm it does on so many levels, but I'm fine with it, doing some things, and I guess being a goof, a whoopee cushion when somebody needs a laugh is not a bad thing. I definitely needed that laughter, because it is when you catch a cold, you can't do nothing, your body aches and you can't taste anything, and it's like, even if you say to yourself, use your mind, your willpower, and you're just like, man, I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna do this. I don't care how sick I am. As soon as you get to the chair, you're like, let me go back and lay down, right? You just can't do it. Not because you're depressed, because you're sick. You got, your throat hurts, you got a fever, and your body ache. You can't do nothing. There's no, even if you're won the lottery the day before, you're still gonna have to get over that cold, right? There's no getting past that. So, but yeah, laughter is definitely a wonderful has healing power. And that Chuck, outside watching Jerry Lewis movies, or yes, I'm a Jerry Lewis movie fan. I don't care what, well, Jerry Lewis did this and that. I don't care. He's funny in his movies, and that's what I used to watch as a kid, whenever I got a cold. if you ever find yourself, because you didn't use your sleeve to open that door at the gas station, or you didn't wash your hands when you got back to your house, that's usually why you catch colds. Or you kissed a person who just got back from wherever they just got back from to say hello. Whether you've seen them at the bar, at a club, or whatever, on the street corner, that's probably why you got a cold. So you're gonna have to, like I said, my mom's remedy: sleep, fluids. And when I say fluids, I mean, juice, water, and soups, broths, teas, right? No soda pop, no Kool-Aid, none of that stuff. That sugar is just going to keep you sick. And it's very interesting how that happens. Sugar is an inflammatory. And the best way, if you're going to drink Kool-Aid or anything like that, because I don't like sugar. If I'm going to eat something with sugar, it's got to be sugar. I can't have no fake sugar. Fake sugar is not. What you want to use is raw turbinado, which is brown sugar. Alright, screw all that refined crap. If you're going to have sugar, be healthy about it. Or just the natural sugars that are in fruit, right? Like oranges or apples, watermelons. That's what you want. And of course, broths, teas are very good. Honey's a good sweetener. Honey's very interesting. And for all my island people, sugar cane, right out of the, just bite on that cane. That's where you get the good sugar from. It's as raw as it can get. And if you live next to a supermercado, somewhere where you can buy stuff from the Caribbean, you can get sugar cane there. Right? Wait, just the cane, straight up there, the sticks of cane. I love that stuff. If you know, you know. If you don't, you know now. And like I said before, this channel is not for me to, do anything else except for build an audience so that I can make an attempt to, I know it sounds weird, sell my product, right? Oh yeah, I do want to sell my product, right? And I cannot do that without some kind of audience that might actually appreciate it. So I appreciate everyone who's subscribed. Like I said, I'm holding off on advertising, so I will print it. I will have it printed before July 7th and ready to roll out. All right, so you don't have to wait for me to. You don't have to like a lot of times. Like I don't know if it's as popular as it was back a couple years ago, but people would start some kind of a Kickstarter or whatever, and people would give them money so that they can work on their stuff. I tried that early on, and I got nothing but crickets. And then I realized then, that, okay, that's not the way to go. I need to have a product already finished and printed before I even start to try to sell it. However, if there's no audience for it, all right, people don't know about it, then how are they going to know that it's for sale? All right, so this is what I'm doing now. I'm going to bide my time. And I'm not pretty enough to gather a crowd just because I'm pretty and I got a good personality. My personality sucks too, so I got 2 strikes, right? As far as that. So this is what you get me drawing, and that's pretty much the extent of my personality. And if I do have a personality, but I'm not here for my personality. I'm not here to try and sell you my personality. So I'll be honest about that. I'm really hoping to build an audience for my product, which I have 2 comic books that I'm working on, and I decided to throw my hat in the ring for Top Cow's Talent Search, which the deadline is July 7th, and this is why I cannot advertise or self-publish my comic books, is because the rule stipulations for entering this contest is you cannot have been previously published. Now, I'm not sure, and I didn't ask if they meant published by their company or by any other company. Like, I've never been published, right? In their rules, it doesn't say you have to have never been published by us. It just says we're looking for previously unpublished creators, so I'm like, okay, I'll just assume that they mean ever, right? So if I self-publish my work, I do not want that to be the reason why, right, I get disqualified for this contest, talent search, what have you. So I will not be publishing my comic book until after I win the contest. Yeah, I said it. And I don't know how many people are entering. Contest started in January. The deadline is July 7th. And I still haven't even started. So you have a head start, my friend. If you've entered it already, if you started working on your pages, you have a head start, my friend. And take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I am not necessarily worried, not because I know I'm going to win, but I'm confident in my skills, and it's not going to take me 2 months to draw 8 or 16 pages. So I haven't started it yet. I have started, as you can see here, I have started studying the characters and getting a feel of how they look, or how their costumes look like and stuff like that. I have started that, my character studies. I am studying so that when I lay out my blank pages, I can get started and have a better feel of how I'm going to work out those pages. Yeah, cute kids, right? They're very talented as well. And yeah, I encourage you to go check them out, man. That's as if you need encouragement for such a thing. It's not like they're dangerous, but they're excellent. They're excellent. And I love them. I love them. yeah, wake up, people. It's a beautiful Sunday, going on noon, and I know a lot of people like to sleep in on Sundays. So if you're doing that, go ahead and do that as well. Enjoy the day. It's beautiful. The world, as much as the world seems to be in a hurry, it's a lie. The world is not in a hurry. Human beings may be in a hurry, but it doesn't make the sun rise any quicker or set any faster. Right? I want to be at that pace. I want to be at the natural pace of things. And if you are going beyond that, then you're twisted. And I know you have to sometimes because that's the way, people, right? Corporations have made it so that you have to. They're twisted. It's not you, it's them. Right? Oh, I can't wake up. I just want to sleep. No, you're not depressed because the world sucks. You're depressed because those motherfuckers suck. Excuse my language. And yes, if anything is depressing, it's that. The fact that people have to move faster just to make somebody else richer. So now they got AI, so they could just toss you to the curb, right, and not care about you because they just don't. So if you believe in a God, it's Sunday, so I'm gonna preach a little bit. If you believe in a God or don't believe in a God, believe this. Right, the world is not what's causing you grief. It's that person over there. Right, so blame that person. Never blame God for anything because God really doesn't involve himself in small matters. Right. I blame God because, I hate to say it to everybody out there who's lost somebody in a car accident, but you know what? God didn't make cars. God didn't. It's not what God, if you believe in God, if you don't, then same thing. A fictitious character in the sky did not cause that accident or make the car or drive drunk, right? So, I don't know what I believe, but I know this. If there is a God, he didn't cause it. And if there's not a God, he didn't cause it, right? So, but we need cars. So we can get there faster because this guy, is in a, we have to be in a hurry because this person, a human being actually, not some fictitious character in outer space or whatever. A human character made it so that it's the way it is. Why do we have to listen to that guy anyways? Alright, so we can make him more money? Yeah, that's what it feels like. AI. So yeah, now that we're all at a lower note there, let's bring it to a high note. The day's beautiful, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the flowers, baby, are blooming regardless of what Mr. So-and-so hurry up says, right? Mr. Hurry up and work so you can make me rich. Then you got nothing to say about how quick the flowers grow or when the sun shines or I don't know, just think of other things. What fruit grows on what tree? Well, actually, I can't say that really. He started to get his grubby hands on that too, right? But you will. Here's an interesting thing. You can't stop nature unless you're like Sony and you gotta go. There's an apple tree growing right there in the middle of the highway and shit. We have to cut it down so no one can actually listen, man. You'll find apple trees, crab apple trees. Mulberry bushes growing in the strangest places. I found mulberry, blackberry bushes. The little berries that look like a bunch of grapes or whatever. Growing at the side of a brick tenement building on some asphalt. And man, those berries are sweet as they could be. So yeah, unless they got some guy, you know, like they got working for Sony, you know, driving around looking. Oh, we gotta chop those mulberry bushes down. We can't just let that happen to you people who eat that for free. Wow, you know, that's the way I feel. That's the way I feel about them Sony blocking my video. It's like, wow, really? Just can't have that, can we? You suck. You suck. Oh, you suck. But yeah, if you do if you do drive around, you look for those things, man. Look for them. You know, they're out there. You got fruit trees, you got trees growing, you got beautiful flowers. Yeah. And they come and go as they please, just like, you know, they're supposed to. It's one thing you can count on, is that. And it's a lovely thing, right? It's a very lovely, wonderful, glorious, victorious thing. And I, for one, will take delight okay, and I'll think about how that is much more of a, I guess, good thing than being copyright blocked by Sony, because that really is a small thing. Yeah, it bothers me, and it's gonna make me work, right? I gotta make a new video, I gotta do a voiceover, la la la. That sucks, but you know what? There's a crabapple tree down the street. It just so happens to be for free. And when I eat those crab apples and get that stomach ache, I will not be so mad or bothered by, you know, small things. Yes, small things like giant corporations impeding, infringing on my unmonetized business, right? Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Like Danny, he's really impressed by this. Yeah. And you know what? You want to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, you can go watch somebody else. I really don't care. As much as I love you for subscribing, especially my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, you know, go ahead and subscribe. If anything, because you like listening to me complain, because it makes you feel good about how much better your life is than mine. Oh, it's that. That's pretty funny. And I'm gonna give her some Converse because she needs some pink Converse in her life. Yep, get in there and draw every shoelace. You know what I thought was funny years ago when I first started getting online and seeing like art, people who did art online, and people would make fun of other people for like when they're drawing, and these were beginners, right? They're not even intermediate, right? And you'd see them, and you know, you'd look at them, and you'd be like, "Oh wow, this kid's learning how to draw. That's awesome." But the other kids would make fun of them, like, "Why do you draw every single brick?" Listen to me, man. If you're new and you draw every single brick in a building, I mean, there are ways to get around that, but that to me shows, you know what I'm saying? Shows like initiative, man. That's not something to make fun of. That's something to be like, wow, you're really serious, right? So yeah, if you're new at drawing and you've done that and someone made fun of you about that, keep it to yourself that that person's an idiot and that you are so much better because you have the initiative to bother, to care. And each building has every brick. And it's not a difficult pattern, right? To draw every brick. It's simple, right? We all know this. We all know the staggered, right? We all know this. How difficult is that, right? So, to be honest with you, it's not much initiative, but it's more initiative than someone who doesn't, right? And that means something. That means a lot. To me, it does when I see it. Not to mention, I do that still, right? I still do it. Well, not in these buildings because they're way too small, but in effect, you can say every window, right? You draw every window. Well, it's not difficult. It's just drawing lines down and drawing lines sideways. So it's not much, but it is definitely initiative, and that will get you long. That will get you further than no initiative, right? So yeah, do not be bothered by people who try to razz you about what your work looks like or whatever. I mean, yeah, don't just ignore it because a lot of times, it could be true. Maybe you do need to work on something. Maybe your stuff does look a little funky. Maybe, that energy source from that superhero's hand that you drew does look like a bunch of, smashed eggs or whatever. That's something that an editor told me once, right? And he was right. It was funny, and I changed it, right? So, yeah, sometimes, most times, oftentimes, constructive criticism, or constructive input is better for you than not. It's to me, it's good medicine. Right? You want something that's gonna make you better at whatever it is you do. Okay, so, and you could tell if someone's trying to hurt your feelings or not, and that's hardy har. Oh, very funny. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry and don't get your feelings hurt when someone says something, because words are just words, and it's not as if they're somebody you love, right? If someone you love says something that hurts your feelings, that means something, right? If some random jerk off says something, whatever. Go away. You're bothering me. Right. So this is a word of encouragement for you younger people out there who experience this kind of thing, bullies and whatnot. Bullies want attention, and if they bully you, they probably want your attention. So it's really interesting how that works. Right. Or they're trying to steal. Like say a bully has a crush on a girl, but she likes you, right? And that's why they bully you, right? Just reasons like that, because they want that girl's attention. Or who knows? Maybe it's it could be that they're somehow that they're trying to mask their homosexuality or something. In the case of boys, bullying boys, who knows? I have no idea. I was bullied as a kid, and that turned me into a bully. When I say bully, I don't mean like every day. No, some kid who was bigger than me punched me in the stomach when I was walking to school, right? I avoided that dude for a year, walking a different path to school, right? And once I was old enough, and I had a group of friends. What's a teenager, right? I think I was like maybe 11. I really, man, I wanted to get back at that kid. It just ate me up. Like, man, I can't believe I. But he was older than me, so what am I supposed to do, right? I have to deal with it. And because of that, I began bullying kids too. But I wasn't bullying them to the extent where I was punching them in the stomach. I was more like, because kids are afraid. If someone stands up and says something, and you see the look on their face that they're afraid, you can actually give me your lunch money, right? And they'll do it because they catch them by surprise, And that's not a good thing to do. I knew it was wrong. That's why I never abused it to the point where I was, beating people up or punching them in the stomach. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, once I got older, like 14, 15, and my voice changed a little bit. I'm growing a little hair on my face. And I'm probably about the same size and height as this guy who bullied me. The notion came upon me, right? That, I'm going to go over to that fool's house and I'm going to kick his ass right now. Because by this time, right, I had already got into a couple of fights as a kid and it's successful, right? And then I went to the dude's house and it turned out the dude no longer lived there, so that was good. That was good. So I had to learn how to get over that. And it didn't take long. It really didn't take long. Just, get over it. It's not important. It's just a little kid thing. And then I found out later, according to my sister, because she was in the same grade as him, a little grade up, that his dad used to abuse him. So, like, beat him up and stuff. And then I realized, okay, he learned that from his pop and whatever, it was learned behavior, right? It wasn't something that, like, I'm just bringing it up because I remember it, right? But it wasn't something that haunted or tortured me, right? It only bothered me when I thought of it as a young kid. Now, yes, it doesn't. It's insignificant. It's been significant for decades now. But I just thought I'd mention it because it's something I remember, being bullied and stuff like that. And I think it could be problematic these days as well as it always was, right? So yeah, if you're someone who's been bullied, just realize, a bully is probably somebody who's learned it from having been bullied. And it's terrible, but, it's not your fault. And like I said, they probably, if you're a girl and it's a guy trying to, bully you, probably has a crush on you. And I might want to say the same thing if it's a boy and a girl doing it, or, they just want your attention for some reason. And the best thing to do about it is let them know that you're not to be messed with. Tell your teacher, and if your teacher doesn't give a damn, tell your parent. If your parent doesn't give a damn, then fill a sock full of quarters. And next time that fool comes up to you, just by surprise out of nowhere, swing that sock full of quarters, and I guarantee you, he will not mess with you again. That's because. Right? And, I only give you that advice if it's, if your parents and your teacher don't give a damn. That's all you can do. And it's very effective. A gym sock. A nice, long, heavy, well-knitted gym sock is not going to bust open when them quarters go clank against that fool's jaw or the side of his head. Am I promoting violence here? No. I'm anti-bullying. And yeah, I'll stick with that. So So that looks cute so far. What I got here, a little indication of the knee, dummy's knee caps here. And then we'll erase the pencils underneath. Hold on. Always use a brush to get rid of your eraser crumbs. That is not a rule, but it is good practice. So. A lot of times our hands and our fingers have natural oils that will cause pencil smudges to be like baked into your paper and pushed in, right? And that could cause smudging, and I like to smudge intentionally, but not unintentionally. So it's always good to use a brush to get rid of your eraser crumbs. And what else? Not to complain all day, because today's a lovely day. But and I'm not going to complain right now. Just change the subject. I want to come back later in the day to live stream again. I'm just going to oversaturate YouTube with my live streams, because until I start getting more views on my previous live streams, I'm just gonna do more, because I'm drawing anyways. So let's do it. Let's do that. Now, if I could just sit here for a week and collect views, I'll do that. But so far, that has not been happening. So I just have to bombard you guys. That seems like the only way I'm gonna get more views, more followers. And like I said, I'm not here to do that for the YouTube algorithm. I'm here to do that so I can publish my stories, my stuff, and make it available to, an audience that if I had a publishing company can do for me, because basically a publishing company will put it on the shelf. I don't have to do none of that publicity. I got none of it. This is publicity for my work, right? So I'm just gonna bombard you guys, bombard YouTube at least with I advertise. This is my advertising. Also, I'm not on Instagram because Instagram is using artwork to feed AI models, and it's bad enough that AI is taking other people's jobs. I don't want it taking my artwork and without my consent or without my permission or without me making anything off of it, profiting at least, right? So yeah, I'm not doing Instagram. I'm not doing TikTok because really, no, I'm not doing TikTok, and I'm not doing Discord. I got several reasons for that. It's not because I don't like you, because I do like you. I love you. I'm not doing that because there are too many risks as far as data information, exploits and all that kind of crap. I mean, I'm familiar with how that can be breached very simply, and not just by some hacker, but by the owner of the of the Discord. Like I have a Discord right now. I know exactly where all you guys, right? The logs, all the details. I don't need someone knowing all that. Not that I don't trust you. I just I'm just not gonna do it, right? So, and I don't want to discourage anyone from going on, right? These discords. If it's important to you, then go for it. Do it. A lot of times you get a lot of information you need. A lot of people you can talk to that you want to talk to, and you can get that is really available on a Discord. But yeah, that's why I won't do Discord. I won't have a Discord. If you want to talk to me, just do it here right now. Or put a comment down below and I'll check it out, and I promise I'll get back to you. I'm not like bombarded with them, so it wouldn't take me long to do that, to get back to you. So if that's something you would want to do. I am a busy person. I do get busy, and I am busy doing a lot of things, but my appreciation for someone who has either subscribed or has commented on any of my videos, my appreciation is deep enough that I can respond, and I will respond. So yeah. And I'm gonna make sure I get this a little bit more before I move on out of here. Like I said, I will move on out of here after. It's probably over an hour by now. I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna look at the time until I'm satisfied with this line work here. What I want to do is I want to have a variation in line weight. Not because it looks better. Well, it does, but because it gives you an idea of the separation between, in this case, folds of the material, as well as things that are more like closer to the viewer and more far away from the viewer. And outline, like overall basic outline. So it's always good to pay attention to that type of thing, and to utilize the fact that it does actually make a difference, right? And use that to your advantage so that you get a nice visually, aesthetically pleasing drawing. Okay. And we all want to do our best, right? And if that doesn't work for you, then yeah, do exactly what works for you. Far be it from me to dictate on whatever that is, right? I'm just a schmuck trying to gain an audience so I can publish my book without the help of anybody else, the help of big giant corporations who want to pimp me out to make themselves money, and don't give a crap about me or you or whatever. Talking to you, Sony. Yeah, I said it. Sony. folds at the bottom of the pants. And we will give everybody overall a thicker outline, because I like that. Thicker outline is kind of just makes it pop. You know, here and there. It just needs a thicker outline. Usually you want, wherever your light source is, wherever my light source is, I want to, like, say the light's shining this way, I want to keep this thin, and then what's, you know, the opposite of that will be darker, just to create that illusion of depth. And a very subtle illusion, but it's, I don't want to say noticeable. I want to say it's more noticeable when it's not there than it is when it is there, right? Oh yeah, I also want to mention, I must, and I'm not pandering for likes or anything like that, right? I get like, maybe 3 or 4 likes on my live streams and my videos and stuff like that. And, I mean, that's fine, whatever, you guys can like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. If you don't really care, then don't care, don't like or anything. But I will say this. I myself, yeah, I probably like at least 100 videos a day. So if you're like me, then go ahead and like my videos. Right? It's very well appreciated. I don't know if the people whose videos I like appreciate it enough to like my videos. I really don't care. But I will like your video because I like it. So yeah, I'm not, I'm not opposed to you doing the same for mine, if you like it, that is. Otherwise, yeah, then keep doing what you're doing, regardless, and hopefully there will come a time when you come to my video and there will be something that's worth pressing that like button. If not, then you know what? You just told me, just give me, a reason to ponder. And maybe it's up to me, right, to not just ask, oh, could you guys please like my nah. It's up to me to create content that's, undeniably likable. So the burden is not on you, it's on me. Just go ahead, feel free to let me know, right? I would like to know that. Like, post in the comments, dude, this is why I don't like your videos, and here's what you could do for me to go ahead and, exhaust myself in clicking like, right? Because it's such a task, such a terrible. Oh, really? You gotta get up and you gotta lift your arm and click. I realize how exhausting that could be. So, anyways, I'm just messing up. So that's it for this. I'm at 100 an hour and a half. So I'm gonna kick it, and yeah, I'll be back. And when I come back, I'm gonna go ahead and color this. Got my markers ready. Oh, so yeah, if you're interested, come back later and we'll get busy on this. All right. Have a good one. Lovely Sunday afternoon. Touch grass.